Welcome back here to the GioMoShow right here on WXOU Sports. My name is Giovanni Moscieri. I didn't leave, and I'm still your host here for Oakland Sports and Beyond. And we continue into our final segment of the Beyond portion as we have the United States men's national team as well as the Italian men's national team not having some good luck over this past week. And it makes me, as an Italian American, now becoming soccer fan, soccer media member, very upsetting. Very frustrating and honestly embarrassing. So we'll talk about that here. So I won't spend too much time on it just because I didn't take too many notes away from the match. It was Italy in the round of 16 of the Euro Cup. So if you remember last week, I talked about how we escaped the jaws of we escaped the jaws of defeat with a 97th minute goal to tie against Croatia in the group stages to qualify for the round of 16. Our opponent in the round of 16 was Switzerland. And I wasn't totally sure as to how Switzerland stacked up against the rest of the Euro Cup, but I know Italy has been struggling, and I knew that it was going to be tough. It was going to be a tough grind trying to get all the way back to the finals, to the championship match like we were in the last time in 2021, I believe. It was supposed to be 2020, but either way, I was at a family reunion watching this one. We brought the TV and the hotspot, and you had all the Italians huddling around the very glared TV outside, and it was not good, man. Italy couldn't control the ball, couldn't do much, and it would be Switzerland that would just stack two on us, getting past one of my favorite soccer players, Gianluigi Donnarumma, the goalkeeper for Italy. I know I can't entirely make him not at fault. Let me rephrase that. I can't make him infallible in all this. But dude, he's good. He was the player of the tournament when Italy won it last time. Donnarumma is a dog. But he needs help, man. It was getting to a point where it's just like Switzerland was all over us. We couldn't get the ball, and the dude was doing all he could. And ended up letting two of them in, and Switzerland would go on to win 2-0 over Italy, sending us packing. That was annoying. Luckily, the family reunion made things a little bit lighter, and I can, me and my family can all share our frustrations together. But man, we didn't qualify for the World Cup and I think 22. And now we barely got into the round of 16 in 2024, and it's like, come on, man. I mean, I know that the team is going through some changes, of course, and not all the same players from the Euro Cup are on the Italian team, but dude, come on. It was frustrating. It was just short passes that would get intercepted in our defending third, and they would just start right away back on offense. It's like, come on. It was really frustrating. But what was really, really frustrating, more so, I would say, than Italy, was the Copa America and the United States men's national team and how they performed in their group stages. They were grouped in with Bolivia, Panama, and Uruguay. It was a group that, based on the hype coming into it, based on the United States qualifying for the World Cup last time around, that this quote golden generation of American soccer would be able to at least get past the group stages and try and do something that has never been done before for United States soccer, which is, I don't know the boundary, but it was to get far and at least get to the knockout stages. That didn't happen. I don't know the results of the entire game, but let me lay down the situation for you guys, because I'm kind of going off the top of my head here. Let me lay down the situation coming into last night's game against Uruguay. It was the final group stage match, and the United States needed to win or tie on the condition of how Bolivia and Panama would play. Their games are going at the same time, so it was a little bit of changing conditions as the games went on. But if Bolivia were to beat or tie with Panama, the United States would would be second place in the group and be allowed to continue. That's how the group stages go. First two make it, and the best third place teams get to make it as well. For the Copa America, same rules as the Euro Cup. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but I think that's how it goes. So the only way to guarantee that the United States continues was to beat and win against Uruguay. Now, Uruguay's a good team, of course, but we're hosting. This is in Kansas City. This is at Arrowhead Stadium on a field, natural grass, a lot thinner than some usual ones. This one was, I believe, 70 meters wide. When you at max you can have 90, but it was kind of a condensed field, and it felt like a hockey match, honestly. A hockey game going back and forth. The teams can just launch it end to end with one kick, and it was just constant motion and change of possession. It was kind of sloppy. But what didn't help at all, and this was a white-hot developing story as the game was going on, and it is now widely known throughout the world, that referee in that game was atrocious. Was terrible, was any synonym to the word bad, and very bad. And I'm not saying it because I know any better, because I know how to ref games. I'm not saying it because I don't. I'm saying it based on what every other professional opinion said. The broadcast, not the halftime and postgame broadcast, not the team of four that talk about the game at a halftime and after. The play-by-play and color commentary were ripping this dude apart throughout the whole game because, yes, his calls were bad. And there were situations, multiple, that cost potential goals for and against the United States, in the United States. The referee had like 7 games under his belt of experience of like this level of soccer. 7! That's it. And he's the one reffing the host team in a match that, like all group stage matches, has immense implications. It's just because this one was at the end that it had immediate implications. But it was just so sloppily officiated. There was one moment. This one was the biggest, one of the biggest ones, was somewhere in the first half. I can't remember when. There was a yellow card had right at midfield. Normally, a yellow card is given and there is stoppage of play. You pause to give the yellow card and to do the official stuff for it. Instead, he flashed the yellow in motion and the play was still going. He let it keep going. No, you're supposed to stop. But he let the player just touch the ball with his hands, pass it, and keep going, and almost scored on basically an empty net. Just luckily, an American defender was there to kick it away. But right away, that almost directly cost a goal against the United States. It ends at 0-0 going into halftime, and the broadcast was just murdering this guy. The one guy, his opening statement was, "What is this guy's full name?" And it was like 7 names, like a Hispanic, Central American, like big name. And he's like, he uses his full name like a parent using their full name to get mad at their children. That's what they were doing. I'm like, whoa! I've never seen a broadcast so openly hating this referee, whether it's right or wrong. I thought as a broadcast, at least a play-by-play in color, usually you try and keep your opinion out of it when it comes to the officiating. You let it be known, but they were just killing this dude. Deservingly so, but yeah, that halftime, they were killing him using his full name, and but the ending message was that the United States still hasn't been able to get a lot of shots off, and they are going to have to be the ones to win this game. That was, as bad as it was, the job still had to be done. And as we kept going into the second half, and I watched near the whole thing, and it kept going and going. United States can't score, dude. United States could barely get a shot off. Part of it could have been the smaller field, sure, but Uruguay was playing in the same field. Like, you can't say that. And it was just constant hesitation on shots. You're in the box. The defenders are crowding. You wait too long. You get there, but you can't send it forward. You can't shoot it. And we kept going and going. And it got to the 66th minute where Uruguay had a nearby free kick. It was about like 30, 40 yards out. And, right, or maybe even closer. But they get the free kick. And it comes over to the teams rushing towards the front of the net. Comes off a header. That header being saved by the United States. I'm hoping you guys can visualize this if you haven't seen the replay, but it goes from free kick to Uruguay header to the hands of United States keeper. He bounces it off right into a Uruguay player who shoots it again and scores. Now the United States, with so many minutes left, less than 30 to go, have to now score 2. But we're looking at the replay. There's video-assisted referees, VAR, where they go up to the booth and they take a look at the video and they review it to make sure it's okay. The broadcast is looking at the replay. Oh, brother, that dude was offside after the header. After the initial touch, from the head to the goalkeeper's hands, the dude was offside. I thought it was pretty clear. I guess I don't know whether they draw the line at like their fingertips or their feet or whatever has to cross the plane, but they're looking at the broadcast. Pretty convincing that it would be overturned and it would remain tied, and all the United States had to do was score 1. But they kept waiting and waiting. And the guy who couldn't do his job right, listening in, hold on, I got it. Oh, okay, hold on. Keep waiting and waiting for this result. They let it stand. Now we got to score 2 in like 24 minutes. And we kept looking at it. Eventually, we got like a clearer picture from the broadcast. The dude was offside. So another complete blunder by the officiating crew. But the story kept going that the United States couldn't score. They couldn't create opportunities, and the clock kept ticking down and down, and the eulogies were being written for the United States until finally the game was over with 5 minutes of stoppage time, and that was it. The United States is eliminated. Not only could we not tie in the event that Bolivia tied or beat Panama, but we couldn't even win it on our own and take it out of everyone else's hands. And you know what? Panama won 3-1, so we had to win anyway. We knew that kind of going into some of the second half, but we couldn't score at all. And somehow that level of play, that kind of falling flat on the face of a team that was so promising, completely shifted the narrative. No longer are people only talking about how terrible that ref is. People are very much talking about it, don't get me wrong. But somehow, and especially at like the conclusion of the broadcast, the post-game talk, it was no longer about the horrible referee. Narratively, he got bailed out because how bad the United States played. We bailed out one of the worst ref jobs that we've seen in a long time because we just sucked. The team was supposed to go far. The team was supposed to break new ground in a golden generation of American soccer. Couldn't even get out of group stages in a Copa America. Not even World Cup. Not even the biggest stage. It's Copa America. It's a big stage, but not the biggest. And we still couldn't do it. I was astounded as to that ended up being the narrative. Is that, yes, the referee was terrible, but you couldn't get one goal in 95 minutes. It is their fault. Now they're calling for the head of the head coach that I don't want to add on to. I don't know anything about Berhalter, the head coach of the men's national team. I don't know. But that's a conversation now. And every single interview after the game ended with giving themselves a chance to defend their coach, asking him whether he should be fired or not. Like, how do you ask that after a game to players who just lost? Like, hey, do you want to fire your coach? what are they going to say? I thought that was a dumb question too. Also referenced on the broadcast, but they were asking, how do you deal with the frustration of a referee? The players are like, yeah, it sucked. It was very frustrating. But they got to score. They know that. They knew it. But none of it matters because we lost. And now I got a Hoppers team who got swept in a doubleheader. I got an Italian team that couldn't make it out of round of 16. And I got a U.S. Nationals team that can't get out of group stages. This is proving to be a difficult summer. I'll be honest. From a fan perspective, obviously, all things considered. From a sports fan perspective, I'm getting hit everywhere here, man. Teams that that just show up for this summer, the national teams, they come up and we're out. My only hope left is the Olympics, that the United States or Italy can do something cool. That the United States swimming or track and field or basketball. I need anything at this point, dude. I need these Olympics to be amazing. I need these Olympics to revive my spirit, to get the patriotism within me back. Because Lord knows the debate on Thursday did not, although it was hilarious. We won't talk about that here. However, a handicap of 6? I don't know about that. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious, but I'm in poor patriotic spirit right now, and I need the Olympics to get me back. I need this, man. I need this. I can't live like this. But anyway, that's going to close out here at the GioMo Show. Your host is having a hard time as a sports fan, but we continue chugging along. Next week, we will continue our season reviews to be announced via social media. What team will be our topic of the next show for the Oakland season reviews right here on the GioMo Show. Be sure to go and check out WXOU Sports. Like and subscribe to find your sports content. Be sure to go check out my interview with Ben Schrader and talking about the NHL and the Stanley Cup. Be sure to check out everything on social media. Like and subscribe and support the podcast however you can. Go follow those in the description, those who have supported this channel, and you can be one that supports the channel as well. So, we'll see you next week on the GioMo Show. My name is Giovanni Mosheri, and we thank you for stopping by. See ya!